Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. So today I'm going to do another critique video, and today I'm going to be critiquing myself from 9 years ago. I just randomly picked a video that I found that was pretty old. This is one of my really early on videos when I started YouTube using a really crummy, what am I using here? I think a webcam. And again, 9 years old, maybe even a little bit older. I'm going to be showcasing one of my earlier Invicta Grand Octanes done in the yellow tone and silver, yellow tone gold and stainless steel. One of my favorite Invicta models to date. And what I'm going to be doing is just critiquing myself and seeing if I state anything that, that maybe I've learned something about or maybe is incorrect. So let's just see. I'll be doing more of my own critique videos, and we'll just talk about everything that I see here that is still correct to this day, or maybe wrong. Maybe I've learned something along the way, right? So let's begin. Do let me know your feelings on this and drop a comment as well. Ooh, okay. Here we go, folks.
Okay, YouTube. Back at you again with another piece of my collection. This one is called the Invicta Reserve Grand Arsenal in a two-tone yellow gold and silver.
First off, I want to state the video resolution is really bad on this. And what's unfortunate about my channel is that, you know, I used to get way more views, and a lot of those were part of the Invicta community. My channel really started growing because of Invicta watches, I think. And so it's just too bad I didn't make an early investment into a better camera. And I heard about it for years and years and years. Folks saying, yeah, you need to upgrade your camera. You need to upgrade your camera, get a better camera. Your video sucks. And I was just like, fuck you, you know, and it... Truth be told, I didn't buy a new camera until like maybe not even a year ago. I finally got a 4K camera, and I really have to thank Oceaniva Watches for them kind of forcing me to, they said, we'll send you the new Damascus watch, but we want it done in 4K. And so that forced me to, you know, buy a 4K camera because I wanted the watch really bad. And I'm really glad I did because the content is so much better. Not just the video quality, but the actual... I'm not necessarily going to say the audio, and do let me know if you think, you know, I'll try not to fight people on it, but maybe I can benefit from a better microphone. I don't really know, you know, I don't know much about, I'm amazed I made it this far, right? So I do think though, the more modern videos, again, better resolution, the lighting is much better. And I didn't do anything different with lighting other than getting a camera with a better CMOS sensor. So, anyway, so if you are, though, looking to start a YouTube channel, learn from my mistakes when it comes to video quality. The camera I got now is a super affordable 4K camera. Absolutely love it. It's fantastic. And I'm not going to make this video about video recording, but I will put a link to the camera in the description. It is just a game changer. It is not that expensive. And if you're going to start doing videos, invest in one of these cameras. You'll thank me later. All right.
Now you know, my videos basically not really reviews, although I will say all these watches are absolutely beautiful. There's my review. But you know what, I like to show off the watch, tell you very little bit about it, really just show you what it looks like on person. Like I said in all my other videos, a lot of these videos you see online are basically from the sellers kind of spinning the watch around, they're wearing their white gloves, showing it on a pedestal. Kind of like what I'm doing now. However, I like to let you know that I'm 163 pounds today, and I weigh 163.
I'm so cute. All right, so yeah, so 163 pounds. That's nice to hear. Or nice to see actually. Yeah, I'm like 183. I actually just got over being sick, so I had norovirus for New Year's, so that really sucked. So I missed work. I lose money in my paycheck. I did nothing for New Year's. Maybe I'll go do something today with the folks. But 163 pounds. Yeah, my weight. This is about my weight, but my weight, some ask, you know, my weight has fluctuated over the years like most people, but I generally stay within that 163. I haven't been able to get down to 160, right? Now I'm about 176, but in bed sick for 3 days. I did lose weight. It's amazing how quick I lose weight. Didn't work out this week. I generally teeter around 186, depending on time of day, 186 to 189, again with clothes, gun on my hip, that kind of thing. So it just really depends, but say about 180 is my normal weight. I have been working out consistently for the last 4 years, and I don't drink any alcohol, so that's liquid calories. That's definitely anybody who's looking to be serious about getting any kind of fitness goal, not coming to you like I'm some fitness influencer. I'm not on steroids. Unfortunately, in the world of fitness, most of the guys giving people advice, and women too, are on some sort of anabolics. So it's very easy to get those results when you're on that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's a total different discussion, but I do fluctuate between that. I'd like to try to get down to 160 for summer, but I don't know. I love burritos, so probably not going to happen, but it is kind of cool to see something from the past here and know kind of what I sort of looked like and my weight. And so, but yeah, like as far as the watch is concerned, my style, it's pretty much the same. I like to show you the watch on the wrist, although I really should show you more of the watch on the wrist. Maybe I could try to position the camera different where I have a habit of getting up close when I'm talking to you, but maybe it'd be better to kind of kick back a little bit and kind of keep my hands up even when I'm talking about the watch. I'm doing the close-ups now, but it'd be nice even when I'm talking for you to see it. So we'll see. Kind of learning as I go here. Just takes me 20 years.
And I am 5'7". Sometimes 5'8", depending on shoes. However,
yeah, so to be honest with you, when I say 5'7", 5'8", I'm actually going to correct myself there. I am 5'8" without shoes on. It's just odd to me you can be at this age, even during this video, and actually not know your height. It's, I'm not going to say embarrassing because I just don't really care, I guess. But yeah, I am 5'8", flat-footed against the wall. Bam, ruler to head. With cowboy boots is generally what I wear, or work boots. I'm about 5'9" to 10. I'd say more like 5'9.5" and 10. If you saw me out in the street.
The idea. I'm not a really big guy, and these watches always look pretty big.
Big-hearted though, baby.
In my wrist, I have a 7-inch wrist. And I always like to show. There's a lot of videos out there on Venoms, and everybody kind of has an idea of how big they are. I'm telling you folks, this watch, I shouldn't have waited so long to get it. It was on sale on one website, and I saw a guy at my job wearing one.
I remember that.
The middle had polished stainless and then gunmetal on the side. And these lugs were like light gray, silver face. And I was going to hold off on buying another watch. I took one look at it, I said I have it. And this time I went with, I have a lot of different colors in my collection. I'm a really big fan of two-tone. Actually, I'm a really big fan of everything. But
that's true.
As well. And let me go ahead and...
It just goes to show you the old saying that people don't change. People can improve. People can repress things about themselves that are not the good parts, but generally people don't change. That's pretty much 9 years ago, and pretty much that's how I feel nowadays.
And show you what it looks like side by side. They say this watch is 56 millimeters wide, and it weighs about 1 pound as well. The Invicta Ven's a little bit heavier. On my wrist, take out so many links. It doesn't. I don't get to experience the full.
I'm not sure on that. I might have misspoke there.
Pound weight to so many links now, but still getting close to a pound. Let me do one more thing. I'm going to run to the other room real quick. Be right back. I want to grab one of the watches to compare it to. Bear with me here.
I'm going to fast forward a little here.
Because a while back I grabbed this watch. I forgot to show this one because a while back Diesel came out with a watch. And this, prior to buying the Invictus, like I said, I've been collecting for several years now. And I have a lot of watches. However, this was one of my favorites. The
Diesel.
Badass. And this one was about $370.
Damn.
They all went to about $425 at Macy's. You're better off getting it online. I mean, this has been my go-to watch. After I got this watch, I stopped wearing a lot of the other ones in my collection. It's so big. Let me just go ahead and put this on my wrist as well. And I know you're probably wondering why I'm showing the Diesel. I'm going to show you in a second here. So this is a massive watch. I believe this is about 63 or 65 millimeters. I mean, huge. You can see how large it is. I mean, let me grab the Venom here and show you. I know in the video it's hard to really tell, but in the Venom, this is just a world class watch.
World class. I dropped the world class. I don't know where the hell I got that from.
Ever since getting it. Now that I get the Invicta watch, I don't really wear the Diesel anymore, but it's still a great watch. It's size shot. I mean, So like I said, I got desensitized where it's like I used to wear the Jacobs, they were 47 millimeters, then I got into Venoms, and I got into all the Invictus now, and all I really wear is Invictus. Sometimes I'll put this on, but it's still a really nice watch. The reason I want to show you is because prior to when I got this watch, this was the biggest watch I've ever seen. Even compared to all the Invictus, it's the biggest watch I've ever.
I wonder, I sound really immature, which is really weird because, like, I'm still just as immature. But I wonder if, like, 10 years from now I do another video like this, you know, or whatever video I put up. I wonder if I'll look back at like, this video even, or any video I put up, like, yesterday, and kind of say the same thing. Wow, I seem really immature. I'm probably no, it seems like I'm no different, but it is interesting. Guess it's life.
I think it's ever really been made maybe not something really rare, something you kind of the average person buy. This is a fantastic watch. However, I still thought that after getting the Grand Arsenal that this was going to be big. I was mistaken. After I was going to buy another diesel because it was so big. After getting the Venom, there's really no way I'll buy another diesel. The Venom is every bit as big. And the crazy thing is it just looks so much more watch. Look at how thick it is, the detail. So I just wanted to show you that in case anybody's on the fence with, really wanting something huge and don't really care, I guess quite how intricate it looks. If you're looking at getting into something big, these are the biggest watches I've ever seen. I haven't seen a bigger watch made. I'm sure, I know these came out one even bigger. It was $1,000 all black, and it's like their limited edition.
Yeah, I remember that.
Daddy watch or
Big Daddy or maybe Granddaddy.
But it needs leather strap. I'm a metal strap fan. I like the bracelet. But there you go. I mean, the Invicta.
Now, the Diesel's still a pretty cool watch. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've worn that watch since this video, like 9 years ago. I think it's tucked away in one of my safes somewhere, which is kind of the sad part about watch collecting, too. Like, you get so many, you just can't wear them, and then you don't want to sell them, so they just kind of sit around. But they are part of the collection. I guess that's kind of how it works when you collect something. It would be really cool to have a display case where you could showcase like a whole wall of watches. But I guess I just have kind of the fear of somebody like, a crackhead breaking in or something. Like my watches aren't worth, thousands and thousands of dollars, but there's so many of them. You just... even if I lost like the Diesel, I'd be kind of bummed about that, Even though it is replaceable, $300 is still a lot of money for a watch. I mean, I think $200 is a lot of money for a watch, personally. There's so many great options out there for great prices. But, with stuff like this, if you want that look, you got to pay a little more. But again, I picked up Grand Octanes for $130. I think this one I paid like almost $400 for it. So it's interesting. I wouldn't do that now.
Diesel may measure a little tiny bit bigger because if you looked at on the Invicta, you have such a big crown on it. And how they rate these watches, if you go buy Diesel, that's 63 millimeters. You go buy this Invicta, and this one they make two, this Grand Arsenal. So the Arsenal, if you're not looking for something this big, you get the 47 millimeter and save about $200.
So I might have misspoke on that. I think the Grand Arsenal, they changed the name. It originally came out as Grand Arsenal. Then they started calling it Grand Octane. And I don't think the Grand has anything to do with it. Maybe at that time it did. But I think the Grand is just what it's called. You have mid-size Grand. Actually, you have Grand Octane, which is going to be females version. But it's not marketed as mid-size. It's marketed as females. But it's the same watch. So I think they're all just a Grand Octane is probably what you're going to find them under now.
And it's exact same watch. It's just a smaller 47 millimeter. This one here, they say 66 on the website, but it wears like the 63. And what they mean is if you were to measure the bezel,
I hate
it's about 56, but because the crown is so large, you have these metal protectors on the side. The thing does wear like a 63 millimeter watch.
So I hate when that's something the Home Shopping Network or whatever they're called now would always say, but it wears like, and I kind of get that, but also don't like it. Like watches should be measured at the largest point, and so with a watch like this, you'll see this watch, and I think I misspoke there too. I'm pretty sure it's a 58 millimeter at the bezel, 63 millimeter to the crown. And so I think a watch should really be measured. And I think it's just kind of industry standard. You measure it by the bezel. You don't include the rest. But a lot of the Invictus, the crown guard, the function pushers, they all add size to the watch. So I think it's just important. It's not like just you have a little crown sticking out and you're like, oh, look, it's technically this. It adds a lot of meat to the watch. So I think it's really fair to say Grand Octanes / Arsenals are 63 millimeter watches.
it gives the illusion that it's a lot bigger than it actually is. But let me tell you, folks, this watch is gigantic. And I wore this for the last 3 days, and people, I mean, every time I wear a Venom, at least I get 1 to 2 compliments a day on it. This I got like 9. And
that's true. I mean, depending on, without disclosing where I worked and what I've done in different jobs, but I've worked in jobs where I had lots of interaction with people in the past and jobs where I don't. And those jobs where I interacted a lot with, you know, when you wear the Invictas, you get constant compliments, especially when you wear something that big. People are always like, damn, that's a huge watch, or wow, look at his watch. It's just, it draws people in. You get tons of attention with it. And it depends on if you like it. Like, I like wearing something like this. It's a nice little clean Earnshaw. I guess at the end of the day, I really just like all watches. I just like affordable watches. And it is, you have to kind of take what I say with a grain of salt too, because a lot of the watches I get now, I don't remember the last time I bought myself a watch. I am constantly getting collaborations. And I think anybody with their collection, once you start, I mean, I'm up to like 460, 70. It does, you know, I still enjoy it. I still get excited, don't get me wrong. But there is something that kind of, when you have so many, you do lose a little bit of luster in it. You know, I still enjoy it, don't get me wrong. There's still things that I think about with watches designs that I would love to have. Invicta came out with one all done in like red ice. Never saw it available. They had it on their site, it says sold out. I've never seen it sold anywhere. I think it's something that maybe they say they're going to make and they maybe haven't yet. But you know, it's a pro diver, it's smaller, but I love it. You know, the Jet Center watch, I love it, but I can't rationalize $650 for it because at the end of the day, it's an inexpensive quartz watch. And so, you know, I kind of pick and choose what I spend my money on now. I generally just try to save, and I do, you know. But, you know, there's always things I want naturally, but I do try to be frugal. I think most consistently I probably buy cologne because, like, you can spend $20, $25, you know, here and there. Doesn't feel like it broke the bank. And, you know, you get another video out of it, which I end up not doing at the time. But, you know, you get a little new excitement there and something new to wear. But, yeah, you know, you definitely, I get enjoyment out of wearing all watches. My thing is affordable watches. So I wouldn't get any more enjoyment out of wearing a Rolex watch or an Omega or a Grand Seiko or a Patek or any of those brands like I do with anything else. You know, if anything, I don't really interact with a lot of people, so you're not really sharing with anybody other than like YouTube. So it's, you know, I just don't see the point. But, you know, that is the downside to getting a ton in your collection. The luster will start to wear off a little bit. Everything does get old, unfortunately.
It's just an unbelievable watch. Let me just show you side by side compared to the Venom. This one here I'm going to show you is a Venom 2, of course.
The Venom 2, now the Venom 2 has that Venom 2 bezel. I did sell that watch because I ended up getting, I have 2 in my collection now, the Venom Hybrid, which I'm not going to say I like it better. I like it just as much. But it does take one of my favorite Invictas, the Sub-Aqua Noma 5, combine that with the Specialty, another favorite Invicta, and then it gives it that bezel. So it's definitely, I like the bezel on the Venom 2 more than the original Venom, but this bezel is available on the the Venom Hybrid. Yeah, getting confused here.
I mean, it just dwarfs it. Now the Venom is a great watch. These are two of my favorites. Venom 2, a little bit thicker. Venom 2 is 22 millimeters. This is about 20.
I think Venom 2 is
go ahead and put this on my wrist.
23. All right, Fat Cat, show it on the wrist. Come on.
I have 3 Venoms right now. And I'm gonna have to pick up more of these Grand Arsenals. I mean, that is a badass watch.
It is a badass watch. Boom.
And the thing is, you have to kind of think about this watch is so big. It will kind of dig into the rest of it. I personally do not care.
Ain't that the truth?
Because I love to watch someone just bring so much attention to. And I like that. I get off on having a big giant watch my wrist. It's kind of a conversation starter. It's cool, you know. I'm just into it.
Yeah, and so that's the kind of thing. I always say wear what makes you happy, and obviously these watches do make me happy. Not as much as in the past, because like I said, I have so many now. I'll always wear, you know, the Invictas. I think I'll wear one today after watching this. But generally, you know, I do think that it is fun sometimes to share your hobby. And I do get why some of the Invicta groups are so popular with a lot of people. I'm just more of a very I don't want to go as far as saying I'm a recluse, but I tend to just hang out with like my family, the occasional friend that may visit. But for the most part, I don't have a lot of tolerance for people's bullshit. I do. My bar is high for how I am treated in a relationship and treated in a friendship. And if you're not going to give me what I'm putting on the table to give you, then I'm definitely not going to stick around. And unfortunately, sometimes in life we tolerate more than we should. I've definitely tolerated way too much from friends and women. And, you know, not to sound excuse me, not to sound jaded in any way. We all learn things along the way, or at least we hope we do. But you do have to kind of pick yourself up and say, I'm not going to allow, you know, people only treat you how you're going to let them, right? And I think that if you can kind of, sometimes the frustration may come in a relationship, let's just say a friendship, where you want to snap, you want to tell them off, you want to do these things. And I really try not to. I really just kind of run silent, run deep, and kind of just hit the road. In the past, with relationships, I didn't always control myself in the right way. I wanted to get everything on the table and say my piece, but really sometimes silence is better than anything. And so moving forward with that, I think I've learned that over the years, that sometimes it's better just to say nothing. And so I feel like when it comes to you know, stuff like this, and I'm leading into what I'm trying to say here, is that I do still like wearing a watch. I had somebody say, even though I not one for a lot of conversation, when I did work with a lot of people, it was cool to share that with like my coworkers, because they got into watch collecting. Some of the girls I work with got into getting an Invicta watch. So we're all, you look at all of us and we're all got an Invicta watch on our wrist. So it's a lot of fun to get something new and show it off, be able to bar it, do a video. And just, I used to drink a lot, and I used to go to the bar like very often. And so it was always cool to kind of like, shoot the shit with the bartender, or sometimes folks would be around. Alcohol usually makes you more social. And so, people notice that. And so it is kind of cool to just have somebody be like, wow, that guy's got style. I remember this is one bartender I used to go in there, into very attractive chick. Years later, unfortunately, I think the girl ended up passing away. But beautiful girl. I mean, not necessarily a girl I think I would date, but we'll leave it at that. But, definitely an attractive girl, kind of had, I remember, anytime I'd come in there, she'd be like, man, you always got the steez, I think she called it. A little younger than me, so I don't know all the terminology. But just kind of the style, And I think that anybody likes a compliment. I think that when you express, whether it be a pair of cowboy boots or a t-shirt, a band you really like, or not just saying things about me, maybe you got blue hair, right? However you want, tattoos, whatever. However you want to express yourself, I think is cool. And ultimately, it's a reflection of what you're like and your personality. And I think that's awfully cool. I think it'd be a very boring world if everybody was wearing and did the exact same thing. So I do like the Invicta watches. And of course, wearing something like this isn't going to get you much of a compliment. It's not really even going to get noticed. When you wear an Invicta, absolutely somebody's going to say something. So I do like that part of it. But overall, say it in almost every video, always buy what makes you happy and wear what you truly like, right?
So there it is. The Grand Arsenal. They make this in, you can get this in different colors. They make it in all silver. Basically, about the arsenal that you have. It's hard to tell lines.
It's interesting too. Like I actually did end up getting this in all silver. I used to have 10 of these. I think I have 8 or 9 now.
Sometimes, but you have Invicta does a lot of two-tone polishing. Right here down the middle of the yellow gold. This is kind of like a brushed stainless steel.
It's interesting. I'd always thought that till watch this video again. I always thought that my first Grand Octane was the silver one. I didn't realize it was this one. So I remember I paid I think $400 for this, which was definitely. If people say like, oh, Invicta tries deceptive marketing. Not really. At the time, they didn't have many of these variations. So hey, supply and demand. That's the way it goes. And at the time, these watches were not really readily available. There was more Venoms than there were Grand Octanes, and I feel like that. What are we, 9-10 years ago? I feel like that Invicta kind of like peak kind of hit around then. And I think that people still collect them. They do the cruise. I don't know what the state of the company is now with moving from Shop HQ. I know they had bankruptcy. I just don't know. I'll always continue to enjoy the brand. I'll always continue to collect the brand. But they kind of lost my train of thought there. But yeah, I always thought that I bought the silver one, but overpaid for this. Years later, I got the same watch, slightly different mirror polish, $138. So again, supply and demand. Do I feel like I got ripped off on that? Not really, because that's what they were sort of going for then. But sometimes you take the risk and wait for something and say, hey, you know what? I'll just kind of see if they go on sale. Then they sell out and you can never get them again. So you just have to kind of buy what fits into your budget, what makes you happy. And, you know, something like this, I could always sell. Am I going to get $400 for it? No way, right? If I try to sell this, I will take a loss. But if I try to sell my mirror polished one that I paid $136 for, I could probably easily get $250 for it. So again, supply and demand depends on what you pay. Keep that in mind.
A lot of contracts with watch, folks. So there it is.
So there it is. I hope you like my video. If you
have any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment or send me a message. There it is. A guy who's 5'7", 5'8", 5'8" pounds. I mean, it's a tank. I mean, it is massive. And I got check out other videos. I got reviews of every event I have. Jacobs, Breitlings, the Hydromax. I mean, these are just fantastic watches. And I'm gonna pick up a few more. I pick them up forever, but there's a couple.
Yeah, a few more. Yeah, forever. That's correct.
Another great watch. Check out the Android. Has a couple of millipede, and they also have the Parma, which has got black stones, very sort of diamonds. Mother.
I think I had a Parma, and did I have a Parma? I didn't have the one with the bezel. I do still have the iced out black stone, black spinel caprice.
Black mother face, all polished, beautiful. All right, folks. Well, keep watching our reviews. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to go ahead.
All right, folks. Well, I hope you kind of enjoyed. And again, these videos are for my subscribers who've been following me for years and years and years. Hope you enjoyed that little blast from the past. I'll do more of these. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any kind of thoughts on that. And I'm going to try to figure out how to start doing these live. I just don't know how to get like the live chat up. There's a channel I watch named Philion, and he's really has a great system for doing that. A lot more experience. Been doing a lot, nowhere near as long as I have, and the guy's skill sets is just beyond mine. So, and everything about his two channels. But I'm trying. I did send him a message. I hope he responds. But he has like a chat feature on his videos, and so it allows people to actually, comment while he's talking, and he can respond. Kind of like we do in the live feeds, but yeah, more of a something to talk about, right? So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day, and take care.